Alright, what's going on, guys? It's GSR here. So basically I wanted to talk to you guys today about Liu Kang's string that he has going on here, which is his Chinese warrior, aka his forward 4-3 up 3 string. You know, some people struggle against it, especially if they don't know how to deal with it. So let's get started. So the first one I'm going to do is his plus situation, right? So you can punish him by doing this. If you predict he's going to commit to the full one, there's no reason to go for a poke when you can get a full combo punish. And if you have a character that has a parry, literally Kano, I think Jade, I think majority of the characters in the cast can pretty much punish him if they have a parry. I know for a fact Sonya Blade can. So that's pretty much another way to beat it. Another way to beat this is to flawless block and then do whatever else you're trying to do, right? So now we're going to get to the third hit, which is this. Right, so with Johnny Cage, obviously this dude is -7, but the thing is that Johnny Cage can duck under his third mid as if it was a high attack, right? So if I do this correctly, Johnny Cage should be able to get his crushing blow out. So this kind of causes a serious dilemma for the opponent because Johnny Cage is kind of like Liu Kang's kryptonite to a certain degree, because it's like he's I think the only character in the game that can duck under his mid, which is kind of ridiculous. So hopefully they fix that in the future. So yeah, there's that, right? So now Liu Kang is obviously going to go for parries. He's going to do all this extra shit. You know, he's going to do everything. He's going to try and mix you up. So he does this shit to you, right? Keep in mind, if you manage to get now here's the thing, how should I put it? You could flawless block his low, right? Like that. And you could he pretty much wasted a bar meter, right? That's exactly what the fuck he did. He wasted a bar meter and you literally just flawless blocked him, right? But there's no real reason to do that, because if you want to just be safe, just in case he tries to meter burn, you can immediately go for Johnny Cage's down 3. Just like this, get the punish, and then continue pressure from there if you don't feel too comfortable with flawless blocking or trying to punish him accordingly. You know what I mean? And it's understandable if you don't feel comfortable doing that. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You can just get the hit advantage. And he's going to obviously block. If he doesn't block, he will get hit. You know, so that's, you know, obviously Liu Kang is gonna have to respect that shit. He's gonna have to block, you know. So there's that situation revolving around that, right? Because obviously the Liu Kang player can create a mind game with this, right? Where if you don't know how to deal with it correctly, where like he throws out the low projectile and that's all he throws out, he could take another fucking turn, right? Because you're afraid of getting hit by his high projectile, where it will knock you back a little bit and then he can start zoning you out a little bit here and there. So the safest option is when he does this, you can just poke him with Johnny Cage's down 3 and literally get the hit advantage and continue your pressure from there. And if he doesn't respect, he's going to get hit. But if he starts respecting, you can go for a plus string and then continue pressure from there. But if he knows how to deal with your pressure and stuff like that, then you're going to have to make good reads. And, you know, obviously you know what's going on here, right? So the reason why he's going to do that is because, let me show you guys what I mean. The reason why he's going to do this is because if you predict that he's going to do something and you try to down one him and shit, if you try to jump, if you try to press a button, like a standing one, because I'm pressing the button but I'm getting hit every single time and it's counting as a counter, right? So that's the reason why Liu Kang is going to do this, is to check you pretty much. And if he does hit you with this, right, he has a hit advantage of 7 frames, which that's technically more than enough for him to dash up real quick and hit you with a mid. You know what I mean? So that's not a good situation to be in whatsoever against Liu Kang. So now, since we got that out of the way, let's talk about his parry. The reason why he's going to do his parry is because you're starting to figure out how to deal with this shit, and that's when shit gets advanced. So all you have to do with Johnny Cage is to do that. If you predict that's what he's going to do, which is going to be kind of rare. So don't think that a Liu Kang player is just going to constantly throw out a parry. The only time they're going to throw out a parry is if they're trying to go through Johnny Cage's gimmicky ass pressure, or they are predicting that you're going to press a button afterwards, right? Now keep in mind, if he goes for a stagger, this nigga is -7 on block. Like literally, he's -7 on block. Even when he does this, he's -7 on block. But the fear of you possibly getting hit by his little mix-up options that he has, because he has a shit ton, plus one of the best stagger strings in the game. So this creates a certain dilemma for you because now you have to make good reads knowing what he's going to do. But everything that he does, technically, you can punish it, right? If he goes for a stance, you can punish that shit. So if he did some shit like this, right? Obviously, you've seen Johnny Cage, you can flawless block it, right? But if you know that you can do that, obviously Johnny Cage can use his fatal blow. You know, he can hit him out of it. You can also be safer just by doing this and punching him in the face while he's in it. Now keep in mind, a lot of Liu Kang players tend to do this shit right here. So as you can clearly see, there was a flawless block gap in it, and it's pretty clear. Like, you know he's gonna go for a low. So obviously, as you can clearly see, like, I hopped attack. So if you just want to hop attack, then that's perfectly fine. Or if you want him just to be -8, then you go ahead. But there is a flawless block gap in it, so I highly recommend you practice the timing for it, because a lot of Liu Kang players tend to do this, and you need to show them, like, yo, dude, I know about that string, bro. Like, I know about that string, my nigga. Like, what you think you doing? You know what I'm saying? Be careful. You better tread softly with that string. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of Liu Kang players like to abuse it because it's an insanely good string. It's one of the best strings in the game, at least in my opinion. So, what else is there? If he goes for, if he goes for this, you can flawless block that. You can literally just punch him out of it and stuff like that. But normally, the Liu Kang player is going to go for what? He's going to go for the low. A lot of Liu Kang players go for the low because, one, it avoids high attack. So you thinking he's going to go with the mid, and look what happened. I tried to swing and I got hit with the low. So you can either flawless block this, or you can hop attack it like that and then start up your Oki / media on Liu Kang, or whatever the case may be. Or you can do shit like that, right? So that's pretty much, like, I guess how you deal with the string. It's pretty much universal for everybody in the cast. Everybody can punish him the same way, except for this shit right here. You know what I mean? Except for that shit, right? Johnny Cage is probably the only character that can actually do that, right? And not only that, I wanted to add another string in here, right? This string is -12 on block, and then the last hit of the string has a flawless block gap in it. But not only that, right? If he does this, there's a flawless block gap in that, and he's super fucking minus on block, which obviously, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to amplify it to make sure that you don't hit him with some type of, you know, with some kind of normal. You know what I mean? So, like I said, with this situation here, if he does this and you see that he's doing this, you need to wait until he's done attacking and shit like that, just to make sure that this nigga ain't finna do something else, right? And then you can easily do that, get the hit him in, and then not only that, you can actually flawless block this. So this nigga's not safe. Like, he's not safe at all. So if you have a Liu Kang player that's constantly abusing this and they don't know how to use this string correctly, you know, you can't just constantly keep using this string, because eventually people are going to catch on. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to make good reads every single time, but if you start noticing a pattern, that you need to catch up on that really fucking quick. Not only that, if you know for a fact the Liu Kang player is going to go for a low, this is the reason why you need to practice. And you need to practice beating certain strings like this, because it's very important. Because when you go against a character, it's kind of overwhelming, because it's like, damn, like, I don't know what to do about this. I don't know how to punish this. I don't know how to punish that. You know what I mean? We talked about his parry. You could just hit him with Johnny Cage's back 3/4 string and get a nice, decent amount of damage on him and go into a restand. If you ran out of meter, then you could just go into a nut puncher. You could commit to the full thing and then set up his brass knuckles or some shit. It's really up to you. Majority of the shit that Liu Kang does is not safe. Like, it's not safe at all. It's just that the string, it can be used as a stagger. And what I mean by that is, like, he could do shit like this and then grab you, or he can, like, if you're respecting it too much, he can go right back into a plus situation and then start this bullshit up, and now you got to deal with that shit again. So if you're dealing with a very experienced opponent, just know that this shit will get real. And not only that, he has a gap in this as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there. This nigga, he has a gap in that. So just keep that in mind. But not only that, right? I want you guys to see this. This is a mid. This is a fucking mid, and this is acting as a high. This is literally acting as a high. So let me take this off. Actually, let me show you guys that shit again, because I don't want you guys thinking like, oh man, that crushing blow don't work. Hold on. There you go. Because I forgot I had this on. I just wanted to show you guys that crushing blow actually works. So yeah, if Liu Kang does this shit right here, he will get hit. Like literally. All you have to do is hold block with Johnny Cage, because Johnny Cage has a small hitbox because look how low he is to the ground. Right? This nigga's mids is whiffing on everything, my nigga. So you know what happens, right? You could punish this nigga, bro. If you react quick enough, you will punish him every single time with Johnny Cage's nut punch. And not only that, they're gonna start staggering it like this, which is not a good idea because he's -8. But it's not just that, right? Like, he can mix you up on a lot of shit, right? So you got to be prepared for all of this. Majority of the shit that Liu Kang has, you can go through it, but mainly the string that I was showing you guys, it's very important that you understand what you can do about this. So if he goes into a stance, actually, hold on, let me actually switch to Liu Kang, and then I'll just okay, cool, I'll do it this way. Yeah, so Liu Kang is not safe at all in this string. First of all, if he tries to commit to the full string, you can down 1 him, down 3 him, down 4 him. You can go for a full combo punish on him. You can parry his ass. If he decides to go for shit like this, even if he goes for the 3rd hit of the string, as you can clearly see, there's literally a flawless block gap in it. Not only that, you can punch him dead in his face, and not only that, if you know for a fact that the Liu Kang player is going to go for a low, you can obviously flawless block it, or you can hop attack it and get the hit advantage and then start up your Oki slash meaty, but you still have to be careful because of his defensive options, right? And then even if he throws out this projectile, the safest option that you could do is you could just block low like this, and then you could literally just down 3 him with Johnny Cage's poke, because his down 4 is kind of short range, so use his down 3 to get the hit advantage, and if he disrespects, he will get hit. So if he starts respecting, guess what? That sets up a throw, it sets up a plus string situation, and if he disrespects because he predicts that you're going to do that with that type of mix-up, then he's going to, you know, he's going to get punished, he's going to get fucked up and shit. So his string is not, how should I put it? His string is still good though, because it's still a mind game, because he could bait you to press a button and shit like that. Once you press a button, like, you know, then he can get the hit advantage. But with Johnny Cage, since he has like a standing 2-4-4, like, he's only -2 on blocks, so Johnny Cage is not really at much risk whatsoever. You know what I mean? But you still have to watch out from this parry, right? That's the reason why looking at a character's animations is very important, because you can see what they're doing. Like, you can see like Liu Kang does some shit like this. You can see that shit. You know what I mean? And then like this string, last hit has a flawless block gap in it, but you don't have to do that, because if you block the full move, it is -12 on block. And you can literally punish this nigga every single time. Now when it comes to his zoning, I mean, you know, obviously you can hop over that, but you gotta watch out from that shit, because that can happen. Plus his projectiles are insanely fucking quick, some of the fastest projectiles in the game, so you kind of have to watch out from that. But overall, yeah, majority of the shit that he does with this string you can punish, and if he decides to do this because he's going for a stagger, you can literally continue your pressure, and if he disrespects, he will get hit, right? So I think that's everything with Liu Kang's string when it revolves around Johnny Cage or any other character, because this is universal, but it's just that Johnny Cage, he can duck under like Liu Kang's strings and shit. So it's like he's kind of like Liu Kang's kryptonite to a certain degree. You know what I mean? So yeah, Johnny Cage, he can actually go through it with canceling his fatal blow. He can actually just commit into the full fatal blow. So can the rest of the cast. There are multiple different ways to punish Liu Kang on this, and the way to keep remembering this stuff is that you got to keep practicing it. You need to remember the timing, because everybody's timing with their gaps and their certain combo strings and stuff like that, their timing is very different. You understand what I'm saying? Because Liu Kang's timing is different when it comes to his low stance thing, right? So he hits you low, and you try to false block immediately, and then you mess up, right? So you have to practice the timing like that, and then you'll get it every single time. Either one, you can get the hit advantage of 11 frames, or 2, you can put him into a combo. And if you're stuck into the corner against him, guess what, dude? This is fair game. Because here's the thing, like, if you try to, like you could literally, you could hop attack. If I can get it. Hold on, let me do this up. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of hard to do it when you're crouching, though. But, like, if you're crouching, the best option to do is to either block it like this or flawless block it. That's the best option right there if you're blocking low, because sometimes crouching and trying to go for a hop attack, it's kind of wonky. So yeah, like I said, this is pretty much how you deal with Liu Kang's bullshit revolving around that string that he actually has. So hopefully this actually helps some of you guys out there. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
I have conquered the darkness within me. You must do the same.